With the same Republican candidate for president as 4 years ago, there is the risk of a repeat performance of the denial of a post-election loss, as we saw from Donald Trump in 2020. While the issue of Kamala Harris not doing interviews when she has in fact done interviews while Trump has avoided them at the forefront of the mainstream media landscape, it's the duty of this podcast to once again shun the media narrative and focus on the biggest risk underlying the voting taking place now and culminating in the last day of voting on November 5th. As is the case with Trump, his most loyal supporters will continue to deny any defeat of their preferred candidate, as we can see in this clip of a baffled Trump supporter confronted with the legitimate result of the 2020 election.
If he were to lose again, what would that mean for the country in your opinion?
You mean if President Trump was to lose for the first time? He's never lost a presidential election. Yeah, he had a historic turnout. 81 million people have never turned out for a presidential election. You know were you up on election day? Were you up when they stopped counting, which has never happened before, until they calculated how many fake votes that were trucked in the middle of the night when they were pounding plywood over the counter windows that are mandated that you have observers, and they pounded plywood so the count couldn't be observed? But Trump still got the most votes of all time. That vegetable that was installed in the White House to be Barack Obama's third term can't fill a parking. Look at these people. That vegetable can't fill a Walmart parking lot.
Just going back to that question, if it turns out that he doesn't win this election, what would it mean for the country and for you? We're
taking faith lessons from Russia right now. I personally homeschooled my kids all the way through. Probably shows. But we're taking faith lessons from Russia right now. Don't tell kids that have always been born male and female, will always be born male and female, can only interact biologically as male and female. Don't tell them there's 61 genders. Don't tell them to cut anything off and stitch any dead meat back onto their skin and it's going to make them a male. Here's your dead meat, it makes you a male. That's garbage. And Russia knows that? You're out of your stinking mind that Russia knows that. In my lifetime, I'm under 60 barely. That I know that Russia knows that. You can't groom kids. You can't have kids online connected with a mentor that's going to tell them how normal it is to get naked in front of people. We have groomers in the schools. There's case after case after criminal case. I'm not making this up. Every day, there's some kind of Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence arrested for kiddie porn every day. Why are they doing lap dances? Dressed as women, making fun of women, demeaning women, pretending to be women. And why am I on the way to being legally required to call that sick freak ma'am? I'll never do it. I'm happy to eat your stinking prison food because I'm never going to call a dude in a dress ma'am. And our kids shouldn't be taught that crap.
I was talking about the presidential election. I'm just trying to get the answer on that. But where do you see that mandate coming from?
Where's that that mandate is coming from Satan, right? I don't know. Do you have any spiritual? It doesn't matter really if you do, right?
Doesn't matter. I'm just a guy with a mic right now.
That mandate's coming from Satan. Satan is the author of confusion. Satan is the author of death, right? So it's a death cult.
How does the presidential election bear upon what you just talked to me about?
I used to think it was right and left. I honestly don't care. If you want a little more taxes taken out, to have a little bit bigger safety net, that's not at issue right now. At issue is holiness and evil, right?
Oh my God.
You think she changes the subject a lot when she's talking with her friends?
Man.
Wow. Well, Donald Trump doesn't call it changing the subject or whatever. He says that he weaves in and out, but ultimately to a point, and it makes sense. And that's what she did. She ultimately got us to holiness.
The reporter deserves a Pulitzer Prize for sticking with his question.
Yeah.
You watch some of the reporters on a network, any channel, and they're easily distracted. And that's exactly what some candidates for office want. They want you to follow them, as Gina said, down the path that they want. But this reporter, well, the question was about the election and the legitimacy of the election. He could have asked her, so if he never lost, then how is he running for a third term?
Well, he could have asked her a lot of things, particularly around Satan. She was wearing a shirt with his face like on it, like doing a weird expression. And but you can't. I don't know how you would reach them because she's worshiping Satan right now. So I don't know.
Don't knock it till you try it. He does have some cool tunes. He has good taste in music, apparently.
I can't imagine what it must have been like to be homeschooled by that psychopath. Can you imagine what a social studies class would be like with her? Just trying to get through math. Just trying to get through just one English sentence without having Satan and the Lord brought into the. You know, it's just crazy. How this woman's mind was just she was just everywhere. She was just there was no rhyme nor reason as to where she was going. That's near psychopath. That's really what she was.
She's taken public speaking lessons from Trump, and she's trying to emulate him. What I'd like to know is where her children, when they apply for a job, do they mention my mother is that crazy person you saw on the internet?
Right.
I was educated at gunpoint, I think, is going to come up in
at Trump University.
I have to give you a kudos for finding that gem of a clip.
I know.
Tom's research staff is on point.
And we watched so much of it.
And that was an edited version, right, Tom?
No.
Yeah. I think the original clip was, I think, 10 minutes, and there was so much good stuff in there. I had to pick, like, okay, what do I want? How much do I want to torture my panel this week?
I think she's opening for David at the festival coming up.
Oh my God! I would have rather listened to 39 minutes of music.
By DJ Trump, is that it?
Yes, exactly.
Well, no. What would you rather have? Her open for you, or be Mike Huckabee's Ed McMahon?
Hey, you can't bring Mike Huckabee up on this. My daughter's tuition for Kent State was like $11,000 a year that I had to pay. There's no reason why I have to throw that in my face again.
Sorry, I forgot. People keep telling me I don't do a comedy show, so. You know.